In today's session, we will discuss whether a hot hatch or even a warm hatch, like the Suzuki Swift Sport hybrid with minor tweaks, for example, an exhaust system, in this case an AKS, catback exhaust, and stage 1 tune would fare well against entry-level sport cars. And for that purpose, I already prepared something for you, which I will share with you now. So that gives you an overview of the different cars. I have 35 cars here, and the top level here you see the Suzuki Swift Sport hybrids. But what did I look at? Ranking based on lightweight. So the lighter the car, the more nimble and interesting it is, especially as a sports car. And rank based on horsepower per 1000 kilograms. So here's the rank based on lightweight 8, rank based on horsepower per 1000 kilograms 1, and rank based on Newton meter. That's here also the rank 1. So that's quite a good rank, and there are interesting sports cars in here. So Lotus Elises, multiple ones, Integra Type R, Fiat Coupe, BMW Z3 with even a 3-liter engine, Porsche Boxter, and the lights. Also a lot of Audi TTs and Mazda MX-5s. So without further ado, I want you to introduce you to the candidates. So the power that the Suzuki Swift Sport has with this mod is 170 horsepower. The Newton meters rise to 293 Newton meters, and those two in comparison with the weight of 988 kilograms. So with the new exhaust you also shave off some kilograms, 6 to 7. You will be sitting at 988 kilograms, and that results in a power to weight of 172.1 and Newton meter to weight 296.6 boats divided by 1000 kilograms. So that's something interesting. Also interesting to see if you want to see it based on the weight. I will sort it for you. You see that here the Swift is sitting, so you only have 3 Lotus Elises, an Opel Speedster, and a Honda CRX without the VTEC, that's lighter, 1.6, VW Scirocco, the original one, 1.8, and the Mazda MX-5 ND with the smallest engine, 1.5, that are lighter. All those other cars are heavier than Suzuki Swift Sport. And that's interesting because this car offers 5 seats and 5 doors, which might be beneficial if you want also a practical car. And also because of the lightweight, you will have little road tax, you will have little insurance, little wear and tear on your parts because they are not that stressed, and also the fuel consumption will of course be better than with a heavier car. Yes? Okay. If you look at Newton meter based proposition, then I already mentioned this, and I should do it a little bit different, sorry for that. So it looks like this. Then you see that the second place would be for Audi TT with 350 Newton meters of torque of 211 horsepower, but the car weighs a little bit more. So the Newton meters are about 23 Newton meters less per 1000 kilograms than the Suzuki Swift Sport hybrid. So quite interesting specs to look at here. But the most important one is that if you rank it based on horsepower per 1000 kilograms, because that gives you an indication of acceleration as well. So it combines the weight, it combines the horsepower to make this sum. And then you see this is a very interesting proposition. If you look at the top, we can also look at it a little bit different. If you look at kilograms per horsepower, then you see that the Suzuki Swift Sport is at 5.8 kilograms per horsepower. So this value you want to have is low as possible, because then every horsepower has little kilograms to look around. For your consideration, if you want to transfer to LBS, so pounds weight, then you should double this amount. The amount of kilograms should be doubled, and then times 10. So I'll do it very fast for you. This would be LBS divided by horsepower. For your consideration, that would be the weight here times 2. And that again times 110%, and that should be divided by the horsepower, which is there. Is this correct? Yes, that's correct. So if you're also interested in that, it's now in there as well. So for your considerations, 12.8 for the Suzuki Swift Sport, but also for the other candidates that are close by. So here, I'll just select these that have similar ratings of 5.8. That's Suzuki Swift Sport. Lotus Elise 1.8 with the 122 horsepower engine and also the limited weight of 710 kilograms. Alfa Romeo Brera with the 3.2 JTS lug by General Motors, 260 horsepower, and the Fiat Coupe Turbo, 220 horsepower, but it's a 2-liter 20 volt turbo, so it's a 5-cylinder turbo. There's also another one turbo, but it's 60 volt, so that's a 4-cylinder. So only those are in the 5.8 kilograms per horsepower bracket. And if you would extend it a little bit more to 5.9 kilograms, you also, that's still very close there. You would also include Honda Integra Type R, which is the original lightweight Japanese 4-seater. The Suzuki Swift Sport is not light, it has 5 seats and modern technology and a lot more creature comfort. So that's very interesting. Another Opel Speedster. An Opel Speedster is made by Opel, but in reality, it's a Lotus Elise clone with a Opel 2.2 lump, and that generates 147 horsepower, but the weight goes a little bit up to 870 kilograms. It also has ABS and some other safety features that the Elise does not have at that moment. Also, the original Lotus Elise, the S1 1.8 with 118 horsepower, but even lighter, 699 kilograms. And the BMW Z3 3-liter lump is also in there, 231 horsepower. And the Mazda MX-5 with the 184 horsepower lump. There are also, of this ND generations, more MX-5s in this list, but they come with 160 horsepower original 2-liter lump. So that gives you an indication. If you want to go fast through the list, the Suzuki Swift Sport reigns on top, in this case with the limited mods. There are some Lotus Elises in there, as I mentioned. Also Opel Speedster is an Elise derivative. Here's another one, 2021 Elise, that has the highest power, 136 horsepower, but it's also the highest weight of 876 kilograms. So 4 Lotus Elise derivatives. Alfa Romeo Brera is also therein 2 times. There's the other one, same lump, but the one at the bottom has 4-wheel drive, which adds to the weight. Fiat Coupe is in there 2 times, as you can see as well. Here's the Fiat Coupe, the other one. You can pause the video and then look at the numbers for yourself, especially the column H. H is very interesting. So 190 horsepower instead of 220. Torque is also down from 310 to 290, and the weight is quite similar. It's only about 12 kilogram difference. Honda Integra Type R is in there, but also some other interesting Honda sport coupes like the CRX. This is the one without the VTEC, but there's also Honda CRX with VTEC in there. And there you have it. So here on the Integra Type R, here on the CRX 1.6 with 150 horsepower lump, and here you have the Honda CRX 1.6 without the VTEC 131 horsepower. And this one might be even more interesting to drive than the VTEC one because it has similar torque, only 1 Newton-meter less, but weighs 111 kilograms lighter. So we mentioned them, also mentioned the Opel Speedster, Lotus Elise again. BMW Z3 is in there, also as a 2.8 liter, 2.8 at the bottom, 193 horsepower, power to weight of 148.5 horsepower per 1000 kilograms. The 3 liter at top has 231 horsepower, so quite a bump there, and has a power to weight of 168.6 horsepower per 1000 kilograms. Mazda MX-5 are all over the place. Very interesting entry-level sports car, so therefore it is represented. This is 2 liter with 184 horsepower. This is the same lump with 160 horsepower, also the ND generation, so both are ND generations. But there are more. Here's the NC generation with a 2 liter 160 horsepower lump. And here's that same engine, but now with a retractable roof, a little bit like my DOHC Coupe Roadster. And here's the ND generation again with 132 horsepower lump. So why didn't I enter the other versions? The other versions are not more powerful and have often more weight. So the ND generations, the NC generation have the best power to weight, so therefore they are in there. There's also Porsche Boxter in there, 2 times. So I also have it. What's the other one? So this is 2.7 lump with 220 horsepower. And there was also an earlier version, there it is, with 2.5 liter Boxer and 204 horsepower. So the 220 horsepower one has 167.9, so 168 horsepower per 1000 kilograms. And this one is 157 horsepower per 1000 kilograms. A rally legend, Subaru Impreza WRX, 2008 has the biggest engine, 2.5 liter turbo, 230 horsepower, and a power to weight of 165 horsepower per 1000 kilograms. Audi TTs are there. The strongest one we already mentioned, 2 liter TFSI. This is especially a very good torque level and also limited weight. So it weighs only 1280 kilograms. Has 211 horsepower and 350 newton meters of torque. It's even faster thereby than the Audi TT with the 3.2 V6 quattro lump, 250 horsepower. But this one has all-wheel drive, so that will help in acceleration as well. So that's Audi TT. There's a 40 TFSI of 2023, power to weight of 158.2 with 2 liter lump. And there's the original Audi TT with the quattro system, so the fastest one at the time. The introduction, 225 horsepower. 2019 1.8 with 180 horsepower is there. And lower in the bracket we will also find the 1.8 turbo of 2005 with 180 horsepower and Audi TT 1.8 TFSI with 160 horsepower of 2014. So it's a little bit more down-tuned version. So again, see 7, but I thought that we had 8 Audi TTs here. Oh, here, there's another one. See? The Audi TT of 2010 is a little bit more on top, the third level and power to weight, 200 horsepower, 1260 kilograms, 158.7 horsepower per 1000 kilograms. Also, next to that VS6 lump, we also see VW Corrado, 2.9 VS6, which has similar power to weight to the Audi TT, but it's not all-wheel drive, 190 horsepower. So that's 60 horsepower less, but it also has a lot of kilograms less, 1161 kilograms. Mazda MX-5 and Audi TT we already mentioned. There's also VW Scirocco. This is the modern version, 2-liter TFSI, 200 horsepower. You also come with a 1.4, but this is the stronger one. And the VW Scirocco, the original strongest one, GTX, 16 valve, 129 horsepower, but only weighs 934 kilograms. We mentioned the Porsche Boxter, Lotus Elise, the Alfa Brera we also mentioned, Audi TT, Fiat Coupe we mentioned, Honda CRX we mentioned, BMW we mentioned, yes. This is Opel Calibra. So this is the Opel Calibra on top with a 2-liter turbo lamp and 4x4, 204 horsepower, power to weight of 147.8. And the Opel Calibra with a 2.5-liter V6 DTM version, 170 horsepower and power to weight of 127.8. That's all the cars that are in there. And before we complete this session, I want to show you something. And that's mainly this. If you look at the essential of this Suzuki Swift Sport, and this is the second place, the Lotus Elise of 2006, you see that this is a hot hatch. So it still offers practicality that you can fold these benches, the hind seats forwards, and you have an enormous luggage capacity. So you can also use it very easy for everyday driving. You can also seat up to 5 people, whereas the Lotus has only the front seats that are also there in the Swift, of course, and can only sit up to 2 people. Also the luxury compartment, this is the interior of the Suzuki Swift Sport. So you have quite a complete, we also have heated seats, air conditioning, navigation, all the things, lane keep assist, collision warning, collision, emergency braking, etc., etc., and up to 5 seats, and also this foldable back seats, and you have a trunk. Also, Lotus Elise doesn't have a trunk because the engine is sitting there. But here you have this trunk area that can be extended to up to there if you fold those seats flat. And also you see here the interior, even not cozy mats, so there everything has been done to reduce weight. So it's just stripped out compared to that of Suzuki Swift. If you would strip out the Swift, you could save about 120 kilograms perhaps. Yeah, if you removed all the seats and the insulation and all the luxuries, might be 120, then you will sitting at 195.9. There will be over 10-12% more power to weight than the Lotus Elise. Even if it's only 100 kilograms, it's still over 10% more than the Lotus Elise. Even if you're only able to strip 80 kilograms, then you still have, if you will strip 90 kilograms, I think you will still have 10% more. Yeah, you will still have easy 10% more power to weight in the Lotus Elise. But I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend it to keep it as is, because then you have a car that has luxury, etc. in place. And that's something I would really recommend here. Hope this video was interesting for you. Also gave you the insights of the differences between a hot hatch and an entry-level sports car. I try to pick real good sport cars that are very popular as well, and are still the entry level, so they are accessible. Hope this helps. Found a car out.